Hello. We're recording as I speak.
Hello, I'm Lizard Jeans, and I'm joined by...
Wadani.
And we're going to play Doom 3.
Yes, we are.
And the reason we're going to play this game is because we're preparing for Doom 4, or Doom, or whatever it's going to be called. So we wanted to revisit Doom 3, just to kind of re-experience it and do a little LP of it.
So one thing that'd be interesting as well is this Doom 4's impending release that was brought to light, for me at least, some of the fan opinions of Doom 3.
Yeah. Oh, people are certainly...
Or Doom 4's release, I should say. Sorry, I said Doom 3 there. But yeah, like, this seems to have brought forth some of the vitriol for Doom 3 that some fans
Yeah, so this will be
had.
kind of a reappraisal of it. And hopefully a shoring up of the quality of Doom 3, so it doesn't get looked down upon.
No, because like for me as well, like this has a lot of good horror elements in it. For me, a lot of immersion in atmosphere, and so
while you're talking, start the game.
Let's talk more. Choosing the
Marine.
difficulty. Let's be a Marine.
Hoorah!
Who wants to be a recruit? It's weird. In theory, the recruit you'd think would be harder because you'd be less skilled.
Yeah,
but then the enemies are treating you like a recruit, so it's kind of.
Well, that's it. That's it.
It's game logic.
Yeah, so this is we're going to do the full game.
Yeah.
And we're going to revisit it and reappraise it.
And hopefully, like, you know, I'll remember what the bits that stuck out for me and why they stuck out, and be able to reminisce a bit about, you know, what really made this game special for me, because it is one of my favourite games, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
Like I was saying before, I like this. I like how we get a little, well, not just a little bit, but more about the UAC, like who they are, and they get a bit more character development as an organisation.
Yeah, well, I mean, the format of the game's changed now. It's more narrative driven because it's not just, the story isn't just in a text file anymore. The story's built into the game.
It's not just a manual that kind of preps you for an arcade shooter. It's actually
although I do miss that as well.
Oh, and I think that's something that Doom 4 is going to try and bring back.
Yeah, well, they're certainly going for a mixture of next gen graphics, but the gameplay, the instant gameplay of Doom 1 and 2, which is probably a good balance. But this one is more survival horror based, isn't it?
See, this scene right here set the tone a bit for me, because this is where it was kind of saying, look, you know, this is one of the things you'll be doing. You'll be dealing with computer screens that are actually in game, like as if they were cutscenes, you know.
I quite like the way it was seamless. It didn't take you into a whole new screen. I mean, the PDA, yes, that does, but when you're interacting with monitors, it's you know.
So you've actually found a computer in a room and gone, ooh, you know, and it's not gone to some kind of interface. It's actually part of the diegesis. But no, see, I love this brooding, kind of shadowy industrial atmosphere, and you can tell something's up.
Yeah, I mean,
like even here, there's a kind of a slightly melancholy.
The thing about shooters was, and I've mentioned this before, by the time we get to like 2004, 2005, the shooter becomes horror action. I mean, games like this and Fear was another big one that took the FPS mechanics.
Undying was as well, to an extent.
To a certain extent, Undying obviously had its supernatural powers.
Yeah, well, this does too.
Yeah, but this game is more...
It's more science fiction
FPS.
horror.
Yeah,
well,
that's true, but it's straight FPS mechanics.
Yeah. That's true.
And then you've got the horror elements in it as well.
Just lighting is very...
Oh yeah, the lighting was...
So even already the lighting's slightly reminiscent of Hell, because you got the kind of underlit, the sort of fiery, kind of hot tones. Because of course you're on Mars, which, although it's not, I don't know if it's actually hot. I think it's actually cold on Mars, but I could be wrong. But like it looks hot. That's the thing with the red. It looks arid and kind of looks a bit like a hellscape already.
Yeah, well the colour palette just mixes quite nicely. Yeah.
And so anyway, here we go.
Oh yeah, this guy.
Welcome to Mars, Marine.
Hello, Ted, you big bollocks.
No, stand still, you big bollocks. We're not getting a proper scan.
Yeah, I mean this aspect of it. Some people didn't like this. Other people said it's tone setting. It preps you for this kind of much more realistic, interactive, NPC-driven game.
I mean, I think to sum up my position, I think what it did for me was it felt like what a real invasion from hell might feel like, insofar as that could happen. Do you know what I mean? I really got the impression that hell was a place that that human beings were not supposed to interact with, not just a kind of an arena for you to sort of prove how tough you were.
Yeah.
It was more about, you know, like the cacophony of noises and the disruption and to your senses. And when I initially played this, it really got under my skin.
Yeah.
You know, back in 2006 or whenever it was.
When it was released, yeah. Gosh, this was 2004. This game is over 10 years old. This game is 12 years old.
2,000 years old, yeah.
It's 12 years old, this game. But yeah, it really was pretty groundbreaking for its time.
Yeah. One of the things I thought was really interesting, hang on.
Was this?
This is my PDA.
The PDA. This was a bit of a pace breaker, unfortunately.
Wee bit.
Because we have all this seamless stuff.
And one of the things that might actually become apparent as we play is this thing I was mentioning about how, you know, at first you read everything, you listen to everything, but then it builds up and you end up with a kind of a backlog. Once the action starts to take over a bit, you end up kind of...
well, it's not an adventure game, that's the thing.
It's slightly misplaced.
And they use the whole... you know, use the whole... Oh, it's the locker cabinet. You know, and you're forced to read it to get extra guns and stuff. It seems a wee bit... Remember this thing?
I was going to mention about this. This was your, according to you, this is your rabbit from the first game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Or the rabbit, what's left of your rabbit.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
we decided that the story actually is that you're here to get him. The UEC is going to put him back together for you.
Oh god, and that's what unleashes hell. It was that damn rabbit.
They got the soul of a rabbit, and that's all it took.
That's funny. Oh.
Here's A-Chan.
A-Chan. I could tell you a story about a funny story about a rabbit. I'm not sure if this is true, but I would like it to be true. Happened a long time ago when I was a kid. There was this family who were lived in the neighbourhood, and they were really disruptive and noisy, and the kids were always out screaming and kicking footballs. And,
damn kids.
And on a school night, you'd hear them inside the house jumping up and down on the bed screaming.
It's a school night. Yeah.
But they had this rabbit, right? And I know I'm totally talking over.
I don't like where this is. No, it's good. It's good.
Rabbit.
This is what commentaries do.
A pet rabbit called Thumper. And it would always escape. It would always escape.
Should have called it Houdini, surely.
Well,
sorry. No, okay. Keep
anyway,
going.
and what would happen is it'd always escape, and it would be in my mum and dad's garden, and they'd have to get it back and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one day it was gone, and I asked. There was two boys, and I asked one of them, "Where's Thumper?" And this was the story that he gave, and I don't know if it's true, but
$1 million question, was it?
Yeah. Right. Apparently, it escaped the cage. It was in the garage. Escaped the cage. And the father, just before it got out, closed the garage door and crushed it under the garage door.
Oh god.
Killed it. And I don't know if this is a true story, but that's what he said. That's what the boy said. Well, I was like, I don't know, that always stuck with me. And from henceforward on, they were known as the family of the squashed rabbit.
It sounds like some kind of fraternity house or something.
I don't know, just that family was crazy.
Well, that can be the new objective for this game. We're going to hell to retrieve the poor crushed rabbit's soul and put it to rest. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a shame. Oh, nothing in this game has scarred me as deeply as that story.
Well, there you go.
There you go, you learn something new every day. No, you don't understand, there are crushed rabbits. You must listen to me.
Well, there's only one.
Okay, there's just one crushed rabbit, but still.
That's what makes this guy go mad.
Yeah, look, I'm so angry. Crushed rabbit. Ugh. Need to kill that garage door. Oh well, I mean, you know, I mean, it's the. Oh, I don't know what to say really. It's the kind of. It's science run amok, really, isn't it? You know, with garage doors that close on command and stuff. It's. Oh, I don't know. Sorry. Sorry.
Speaking of sci-fi, those toilets back there are very sci-fi.
Yeah, I mean. Sorry, I've triggered this. We don't. Do we? This was. Yeah, we can't. I mean, this was these two kind of just talking about the sort of power shortages and stuff, wasn't it? So
this is where
heard this.
It struck me that this was like Half-Life. Like Half-Life did this whole thing first. It was like, you know, you're on your way into work and it's an everyday thing, but you know something's not quite right. Scientists are having conversations about the tech is misbehaving, or
I mean, you're right, and I do take your point there. This toilet has some serious, like, I don't know what it is, upgrades. Even
well,
the toilet roll.
Flusher.
No, maybe it's like automatic or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I also like how, now that's ingenious. In the future, the toilet roll's doubled up. So we didn't invent like more toilet roll, or we just
reason for that
doubled
is
it up.
This base is so creepy that people are crapping themselves all the time.
Yeah. Oh, aye.
So we have to, you know.
But I think maybe, like, I remember I was saying before, like, one of the things I definitely agree that there are a lot of parallels with Half-Life, but it never struck me as being a parallel. And I think one of the reasons for that is because I knew that it was going to be about hell. Yeah. So I naturally had a more foreboding. Because in Half-Life, although it's a threat, it seems like an alien.
Oh no, I'm not talking about the themes. I'm just talking about the mechanic of.
Oh, like
pre-accident.
Yeah.
Before the.
Like, hey, the computers are acting kind of strange and all this kind of stuff. Yeah.
And yet it's still kind of treated as, oh, this is just the way that the base is. Super Turbo Turkey Puncher 3.
Yep, made by Nabcon. So if you're gonna put any more references to
Capcom, yeah.
to gaming in general, but that's ironic.
Bringing mankind one step closer to heaven.
By which we mean hell. I never noticed that before, I must admit.
No, I don't think I did either.
No. See, all we need here, we discovered that we can actually
punch the
beat
burger
up to lunch. Yeah.
Trays. And the burgers and cans.
Oh god. Oh, sorry mate, it's punched a can through you. Well, here, have a nice rubber burger. That's like one of those
rotating burgers.
Yeah, but it's like, you remember when you were a kid, or like school when you're really young, they used to have like these kind of like toy foods.
I remember there was the ones that were made of like gummy, they were like gummy burgers.
Yeah, that was kind of it. Yeah, and you got to put in all this crap that you would never put in a real burger. Oh, they're still talking away. Okay, that's fine. So I'm just see this was what I soaked up the first time. Was all this atmosphere, that there's this foreboding, and you see again, it's like, where are you gonna go? Because sort of in Half-Life, at least you were on Earth, whereas here it's like you're not gonna go, you're not gonna run anywhere, are you? But you're not gonna sort of run home. Yeah, why talk when you can just point, you jerk? Well, I suppose he is talking, but. Oh, these little dudes here, which we'll soon see are cool. Indispensable.
I need to get to Sergeant Kelly.
Gonna speak to Sarge, he's right here.
Look at that big drone gun up there.
Yeah, they come in later on, I'm sure. They activate.
They turn against
no, they're against you, of course, like all good drone guns.
Because the spiders, the little spider droids are on your side, remember?
Yeah, the spiders are on your side, but no, the drone guns are definitely, they've decided that hell is the worthier faction for some.
Or they got hacked by hell.
Either or.
Yeah.
Well, if hell can create a cyber demon, then I'm
that
guessing
was quite an
it
interesting
can
theory that you had about these, that these could become the what do you call them again? Arachnotrons, that's it.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was interesting because we know the only explanation.
They're not in this game.
No, I think they're going to be in Doom 4, which would be great. But because they, for me, were so iconic. Oh, but one of the things I thought was, although you do get a basic explanation that they are hell, it's cybernetics, like it is with a cyber demon. I thought in this game, because that chassis, the undercarriage looks like an Arachnotron's legs. I just thought it'd be kind of interesting if later on you maybe got a piece of hell where it showed you them attaching the kind of demon brain on top, and then you get the Arachnotron, you know. Yeah,
well, it would be a good origin story, I suppose.
Bit small maybe for that.
Well, they could have like larger ones.
Yeah.
Like ones that are there to carry big crates and stuff.
Yeah.
In fact, in Half-Life, there were big, the loader droids.
Oh, the big yellow ones.
Yeah, it looked a bit like the mech thing in Aliens.
That's right, the power loader thing.
That's
right. I remember that now.
And they carry a big crate, so it could be like that type of thing.
No, it's true.
And he's leading you through.
Yes.
There we go.
And he's going to go to sleep.
Locate the maintenance entrance.
I cannot remember what the hell this code was.
Is it not in your... there you go.
Yeah, we have to listen to Adam Burnesh's bloody thing, though. Hi, I'm Adam Burnesh.
Does it give you...
This is the audio log.
Oh, yeah.
It's in his audio log, which means I'll probably end up... It's
but
towards
it won't give
you
guns at the moment, will it? Do you get a gun? No, because remember the guy gives you guns.
Yeah, it's... Is it armor, or... ammo? I can't...
It'll be some...
Yeah,
boost.
problem is I can't really hear him that well, because it's just... The problem is he's just going to talk away.
Check the work logs, and I was the only person scheduled to be in that area today. that experience, coupled with the stories I've heard from some guys over in the Delta Labs, I'm freaked out.
Nice, we're getting Delta Lab.
I hate going down to the underground maintenance area.
They're up to no good.
People down there are a bit off, mumbling.
Come on.
Looks, all places. Just
When are we gonna get to the fireworks factory?
I've secured my tools and the busted modulator in the storage cabinet next to the maintenance elevator. Technicians should use cabinet code 396 to access them.
I'm a technician.
396. Sure we are.
Oh, he keeps bullets.
Bullets.
Okay.
Well, I suppose that will come in handy when we get a gun. Because you get a gun like now, don't you?
Yeah, I think we do.
Mars
Or very
City.
soon. Click to exit Mars City.
Mind
Mars
the bit
City.
when you go, because you go on the surface of Mars, don't you?
You do, yeah, several times.
Keep thinking of Total Recall. Remember?
Oh,
his face.
God.
Oh,
Oh, that's
his,
I know.
Arnie's face.
Arnie's face, yeah.
His eyeballs nearly pop out.
It's terrifying. And Ronnie Cox, who plays the villain, he actually, I think, does pop, as I recall.
Yeah.
Or at least he looks a hell of a lot worse than Arnie.
Most unexciting place on Mars.
Well, with that kind of attitude, it will be. God, cheer up.
It might never happen.
Grab your gear.
Exactly, except it definitely will, because it's Doom 3.
It might never happen, but it almost certainly will.
The Homer Simpson approach to comforting.
Oh yeah.
MarsSec radio check. Excellent. Good signal.
Yeah, I wonder if some gamers who are replaying this are like, oh, this part was boring. I don't like this. And other gamers are like, no, like perhaps you and I, we're more of the, because we're like survival horror fans. I would probably say I'm more of a survival horror fan than I am a shooter fan. Like, I love survival horror shooters.
Yeah.
That's like two great things come together. But
For me, it's probably 50-50. Like, I don't know, it depends, because I get different
see,
kind of...
for me, I like games like System Shock and
This last time as well,
oh
sorry.
god,
That's really dangerous,
I know. I was
by
going
the
to say
way.
it's like
That's your fault for having such a
Health and-
dangerous crane within my reach.
It's your fault for having such long creepy fingers.
Yeah, and not having to actually put my gun away. It's like the old climbing the ladder with your feet
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
isn't it? But anyway, sorry, yeah.
I
you're-
forgot what I was going to say now.
Oh, sorry.
What was I saying again? Oh yeah. I was more like oh god, that's weird.
Not sure you want to find it. You see,
Hang on.
never.
Oh yeah, this jerk who trolls me by
Oh,
not telling me. It's very rude. Sorry, what were you saying? That's
No,
twice
I'm
I've
just
interrupted
saying,
you now.
like, for me, horror maybe takes precedence over FPS.
Yeah.
Like, for example, and I know these are first-person games, but games like System Shock and System Shock 2, which are more of the kind of RPG school, and games like Thief, which are stealth. I mean, they're first-person, but they're not first-person shooters, really.
No.
And they've got horror elements to them. To me, that's, you know,
Yeah. I mean, just want to see if this guy maybe has a code in his thing.
updated security code. There you go, 531.
531. There we go. Sure, it's, you know, this, if this was real, like, surely there'd be a massive security issue.
Well, the thing is, this is the frontier. This is like the new Wild West. Things
True.
are just kind of in flux.
Yeah,
And that's why accidents happen.
there's no sheriff to stop your PDAs from getting nicked.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's,
Love how the scientists look like action men as well. Everyone's,
Aye.
all the men, and in fact, I think there are only, well, no, there's one woman as
don't
I
forget
recall.
Jennifer Hale. Don't forget of what was her name again? The guy, the woman that directs you.
Yeah,
she's
but
in
she's not
Resurrection
in.
of Evil.
Aye, she's not in it till then. Yeah.
Is she not? No, she does voice acting in this as well.
You
Some
sure?
of the PDA. What's her name again? I always say Jennifer
it's
Hale, but
Elizabeth something, isn't it?
but Jennifer Hale is the voice actress.
She's a voice actress.
But it's something like that.
Oh crap!
Well, we'll get
It's
to it.
Elizabeth Banks. That's an actress.
Elizabeth Taylor.
She's an actress. Elizabeth Taylor.
Queen Elizabeth. And
Yes, it's
so
Queen
on.
Elizabeth.
But which one? There are two.
Can't tell them apart. Hey, it sure is dark. Maybe I should
You
use
should-
my light.
yeah.
There we go. I was wondering. I was like, well, I've forgotten something.
And of course, one of the criticisms of this game was
Oh yes.
you want a gun or a flashlight. Gun, flashlight, pick one.
the no duct tape on Mars rule.
That's it.
Yeah.
You're that new guy headed for the old town.
Hey.
You better hunt the lost now.
Nicky's gun.
This passage doesn't go all the way there. You'll have a place to walk out.
Are you playing DNA sequencer? The latest
Mhm.
smartphone craze.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, mate. Cheers for that.
This is the bit where you go outside.
Yeah. Pressure equalized. Cycle airlock. Yeah. I mean, one of the things, like, from what I can tell...
It'll be interesting, sorry.
No,
It'll
you're
just
fine.
be interesting to see how they do the start of Doom 4. If they,
Yeah.
how do they do an introduction thing like this? Because the problem is, I mean, back in 2004, as I say, the only other game that really did it was Half-Life. But now, these kind of early sort of pseudo-tutorial establishing sequences, you know, they're done in so many games, and some people just want to skip them.
I mean, well, one thing I suspect is they'll do a wee nod to the fact that they might do a wee dig at Doom 3, maybe, like have a kind of seemingly overwrought. Is
that bugs coming
cockroaches?
down?
Yeah, I thought I saw some there. Ugh. Well, yeah, they'll maybe do like a kind of, you know, haha, you know, look, it's going to be like Doom 3, and then they'll be like, no, look, it's actually going to be,
Yeah.
you know, because that's what the whole buzz has been about.
Well, I mean, if you look at the trailers, if you look at the trailers of Doom 3, they start off.
No.
Oh, hang on, this is a
Yeah,
important
right,
part.
okay.
Must let me get this communication out. They have
Yeah,
to
he's
be
like, no, you
warned
have to
while
let
there
me
is still
talk.
time. I can't let.
This is a key
You know
moment.
what I've
It is.
seen. You can't possibly understand or comprehend.
The devil is real.
Yeah.
I know. I built his cage.
See, that I like, because I said before, you really get the impression that this guy has just seen something he can't cope with, that humans can't cope with, you know, and then you start to get this, and
Yeah.
again, it's like I was saying, hell has a kind of aggressive physics to it. It's like once you make contact with it, it starts to kind of corrupt and sort of
Well, the thing is, it's
usurp
like,
your reality. I don't know.
yeah, it's got to see how it went through the monitor.
Yeah,
there?
but it actually got to the place that
That's
was
like the
being
bit in
shown.
Minding Rosemary's Baby when the fetus looks at her from through the IV thing, not the IV thing, the ultra scan.
Oh yeah.
It's like that, like something which is a representation of reality, like reality through a TV screen.
Yeah.
Is like a portal to that reality for these skulls.
So hell instantly breaks a whole
It breaks
host
our
of
dimensions.
rules.
It breaks our conceptions of reality. I think.
Yeah, exactly, and that's one thing I like. And then again, when you go to hell, it's almost as if you're like, it's tricky to describe. It's almost like you're listening to a really complex sound without the right filter. It's like if you're a human being and you go to hell, you can't cope with it. It's so
that's a
beyond
trauma.
us. Yeah, exact trauma.
Yeah, let's
exactly.
Initiate message destination. Yeah, do you want to
Do it. Oh no. Oh, it's error. That's what error 404 looks like. It's a zombie
That's quite funny.
eating a guy.
I do like those little touches actually.
Yeah.
Um,
Because again, it's completely thumbing its nose at all the like, you know, you're at the peak, the frontier, as you said, of scientific discovery and control, and we're just reduced to essentially primitives by the power of hell, you know, and it's something that always appealed to me. But yeah, one thing I was going to sort of touch on earlier, from what I can, from what I can tell from some of the things I've looked at, a lot of the vitriol that's been directed at Doom 3 is because people seem to have a concept in their head of what Doom was about, and it's almost as if Doom 3 betrayed some kind of like almost a sort of religious or cultural tenet, as it were. There's kind of like, you know, the decree that, you know, Doom this is Doom, it's made up of these components, and if you deviate from that, then you're sort of dishonoring it, you know.
Yeah, to a certain extent, Doom 3, although while technologically speaking it was quite far out ahead of anything we'd seen in terms of narrative, you know, that kind of stuff, it was playing catch up to a certain extent. I mean, this kind of narrative was not brand new.
No.
You know, I don't know. The thing I think is that people who say, I'm attacking everyone. People who say, oh, it was like Serious Sam. We want to get back to the kind of Serious Sam way of doing it. The thing is, Serious Sam was only a small part of Doom. You know, if you play you play levels like Dead Simple, that's kind of Serious Sam, arena-based circle strafing.
What's your jump
loads
button?
of
Sorry.
enemies. X.
X.
You go and change
sorry.
if you want.
Okay, I'll maybe if that's right. Yeah, well, so take a wee.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that's like
Yeah.
Serious Sam. But if you play levels like Barrels of Fun or The Crusher, you know, that's where it's Doom, and particularly Doom 2, it had really kind of bizarre game design, which was pretty inventive. I mean, the levels that Sandy Peterson did his stuff was really kind of left field. He was like the one that was always pushing the boundaries of what can be done. I mean, Romero was the one that said, right, I'm going to make a really smooth level that's like lightning fast, and you go through it and there's all these buttons and interactivity, and it's very much about flow.
Yeah.
Peterson was much more about environmental insanity, really, and that does feature. You're talking about hell being this kind of weird, misunderstanding. That's where all that happened. And to say that Doom 4 should be about, no barriers to violence, I kind of misunderstand. It's almost like they're reading Doom through a later game, i.e. Serious Sam and Painkiller and all that kind of stuff.
Well, the other thing I felt about Serious Sam is actually, it always touted this kind of, look, we're getting back to Doom, but actually it oversimplified Doom.
Well, absolutely, yeah.
As you said, Doom, there was an art behind the madness to Doom, because there was a kind of...
It was varied.
It was varied, exactly.
Serious Sam, I don't know, I mean,
it was
I'm
just
not a fan.
big room, but Serious Sam, it was kind of like the sort of... It's like if someone saw, say, 5 minutes of Doom and thought, oh, I know what that is, and then made a whole game based on that.
Yeah.
Because it's just basically, it's big open spaces full of monsters, and Doom, was not about that. It had corridors, halls, rooms.
Well, it did have some of that, but it was by no means the only thing.
Yeah. It fundamentally,
Much
on
more
paper, it
complicated
was
than that,
basically, it was monsters in arenas, but the arenas were very
Well,
complex.
yeah, it wasn't just arenas. They were, like, as you say, corridors, cramped spaces.
It'd be like telling someone a car is really, really easy to make because it's just 4 wheels and an engine.
Right.
Now that's true
What
on
you
paper,
build-
but
what
it's
you
the
build on top of
reality,
it.
exactly, is
Yeah.
far more complicated.
Aye. So hopefully, and I think based on the trailers that we have seen, there is a variety of pace, level design. Oh, you saved him.
I did this time. He didn't get into that weird dual state where he both died
Oh,
and
yeah.
lived
Aye, that's the
last time
paradox, yeah.
that we played this level. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think you've got a point.
So, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I remain optimistic about Doom 4.
I'm very optimistic, especially after the
you're
latest
more of a
trailer.
Fan of, you're more of a
But
fan
then,
of Doom
yeah.
than me. But
It's,
I certainly do.
Yeah.
I'm looking
It's
forward
done
to it.
everything that I would have done.
Yeah, that is exactly. See what happened there?
Yeah.
That's exactly like level 2 of Doom 2. What was it called? The Underhalls. Mind the bit where you'd be dropped into.
Oh
this,
yeah, you drop down the hole and suddenly you're surrounded
Yeah,
and
it's
it's dark.
dark.
Exactly. Yeah.
stuff like
And
that. Serious Sam didn't have that.
No.
You know,
No, it's just
so it's that
more
moment of
big areas full of.
keeping tension and then
Yeah.
bursts of violence, and you're kind of put on the back foot. Hell is attacking rather than because Serious Sam, he kind of met them in the middle. Like all these things charging at you.
Exactly. And like I say, and again speaking with the invasion thing, like I was saying before, it's only partially through the demons. It's also just the sheer physics of hell, if you can call it that, is steadily assimilating our world, starting with Mars, like a disease.
Yeah, that's what this game did really well. It did the kind of environmental
disruption
dangers
stuff,
which was, again, Half-Life was the one that started that kind of thing. It's like the environment is as dangerous as the enemies within it.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh no, it's supposed to go this way.
No, I was going to say, don't want to go that way.
Walk into the fire.
Oh yeah, this is the scene that sells the imp.
Yeah, I was just thinking the other day how much the imp is so much more like almost like a xenomorph in a way, but not
like
as strong. Yeah, 'cause they've got the kind of
they can climb
creep
on
about
walls,
and.
But they look. I don't know. They had like spidery eyes, I think.
They do.
And they don't look like the traditional brown furry imps.
No, you're right. But they have a kind of, they have that sort of more insect-like walk.
Tell you what, they were quids in. See when they decided to make the imps furry. I bet you the idea was, we'll do what the Ewoks did. And we'll make it like a plushie. That was the reason why they decided.
Well, and ironically, there isn't a plushie imp, but there's a plushie Cacodemon.
I know.
That's because they look so cute, though.
Cute, yeah.
They've got that goofy smile, which.
Yeah.
It's hard to be scared of a cactus unless it blindsides you, which is kind of freaky.
Yeah, I think because they're so odd.
They are odd and they're
the ones
comical.
in this one, in Doom 3, they're a bit much like Octobrains.
Yeah, we're just saying that, weren't we?
Yeah. Whereas the ones in Doom 1 and 2 and in Doom 4, they've gone back to that. The idea that hell has a kind of comedic side to it.
Yeah,
a bit
slightly
like
comic book.
Your 40k, Chaos have they've got a kind of
slightly
twisted sense of
pantomime
humour.
almost, yeah.
I mean, it's high
ever so
camp,
slightly, yeah.
But it's also a kind of cruel humour that they have, a sort of impish.
No pun intended.
Demonic.
Damn it! He always gets me.
Yeah.
The only problem is, again, this will come up a
Headbutted
lot.
you, yeah.
He did headbutt me, the jerk. That was the last thing he ever did. But I chucked that lunch bag at him. It's probably mouldy. But
he's ran into that.
He did, quite literally. yeah, I mean, the Doom guy in this is a bit stecky. He's a wee bit slow and a bit. Now that's one criticism I do agree with. Is he's gone from being, again, the Doom wiki reports his official running speed at 50 miles an hour, which when you think about it is or kilometers.
He's just swinging.
Yep, he's hanging.
And now he's
about,
frozen.
and now he's frozen, and he's whispering to us from beyond the
Beyond
grave.
the grave.
So that's the other thing I like is that's almost proof that if you die, you're gonna go somewhere that.
One thing I like is that you go back through this environment that you've been through and it's all changed.
Yeah, suddenly it's hostile and a threat. You know, yeah. Oops. Yeah.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Whoa.
Shit. God, every single time that gets me. Doesn't matter how many times I play this
Well, that's
bloody
the thing,
game.
the environment is a frightening place as well.
It is scary. You know, this shotgun is useless at anything other than point blank.
Yeah.
Sorry, but
I think the reason they made him so slow in this game was, one, the environments don't really facilitate fast running,
Ugh.
and the pace of the game is slower.
yeah, so you
fit
can
with your survival
experience the
horror
horror.
type.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Oh, hello. Oh, no.
Tell you what though, having played Alien Isolation, some of the stuff that's in this game, Alien Isolation really kind of went
Sort
for.
of drew upon.
Yeah, well, obviously it's its own environment. I mean, it's very much like the world of Alien 1.
Yeah,
Um,
that's fair.
But the idea of
hell?
cramped spaces, darkness,
Oh god.
you're never sure if it's a piece of furniture or if it's an enemy.
Yeah,
I mean, Alien Isolation did that really, really well.
which was kind of what the original Alien film was.
Yeah.
Shit, I forgot about him. He does that weird crotch
I know,
leading
he's like-
run.
He's so
Never seen
bizarre.
anyone run like that.
Com transfer.
He's like, finally my chance at fame, and I'm like, no,
Mhm.
your only fame will be on the Bullet Show. Ugh.
I'll handle the
Sorry.
comedy.
Yeah, it's
Do you want me to
probably
take
better.
over now?
Yeah, go for it.
Right.
Right, I'm gonna do our.
Let's do a swap, please.
Yep. Do you want the headset?
No, you have it.
I'll keep the headset.
I am unable to reach Mars City from my current.
Here you go.
Move to Marine HQ to regroup.
Marine, stop switching positions and get to Marine Command.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's like,
Now, yeah, I'll need to invert the mouse.
yeah, you're close enough to that.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Where is it? Game options.
Game options. I think.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yep. Invert mouse. Yes.
It's interesting that some games invert mouse makes it not inverted, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it depends what their standard is.
Yeah, so that's quite interesting.
Right.
Up is down and down is up. It's like inverting the mouse in space.
Oh, hang on. Get there. Ah, you're right. He is slow.
Yeah,
he's
it's
a-
quite.
A sluggish bugger. This guy.
He's just maybe did his hip in or something on his way, which is bizarre because he
yeah.
was sitting still. That's what it is. He's cramp. It's got cramp.
Like in Mind in Resident Evil, when you lose a lot of health. In the old Resident Evil, you'd limp.
Oh god.
It's like
I know.
suddenly you've got wind, suffering from a stitch.
Oh, it's nothing worse. R. Roland. Roland Emmerich.
Oh yeah, that's that guy who does films.
That is exactly who he is. And that's how he's credited in all of his.
Aye. What films does he do again?
Ooh, he tends to do big scale disaster. So things
Oh,
like
like The Day After
Independence.
Tomorrow.
Exactly, he did that. Independence Day.
Was that him?
What one?
Roland Emmerich. Independence Day.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
now doing the sequel and.
Independence Day.
Yes. Independence Day 2.
It's called Dependence Day.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yes. Having been.
Now hang on a minute.
Yeah.
I'll maybe leave that because that could be useful for later.
I think he did 2012. You know, the disaster film.
Oh yeah.
With, I want to say John Cusack. I don't know. Could be wrong
Oh, I've
about
never
that.
seen that film. To be honest, those kind of films are not really my cup of tea.
No, not me either.
I'm going to get this armor after all.
Let's see how many times we get turned around this time.
No, I know where I'm going.
Okay.
Okay. Down there.
Next time I visit a science lab, I'm going to try and get into the vents.
And just hide there.
Just crawl around. Yeah, I'm just going to drop down a bit. Oh, hi. So I was just, going for a walk in the air vents. And
Well, we've got Marcus Stanton.
Marcus Stanton.
No.
I know him. He's no good.
Nobody's no good anymore.
Not really.
That's probably him there, actually.
Probably.
I'll take that health.
Conveniently missing his face. Maybe not convenient for
Yeah,
him, but,
I think that's interesting. Maybe that. Oh shit.
Ooh.
Maybe that's what happens when you lose your soul.
Yeah, it could
You
be.
become faceless. I mean, like those zombie guys. Tell you what, you're right about the shotgun actually.
Oh, aye. Yeah, I mean, unless you are practically toe to toe, it doesn't.
When the machine, well, we've got the machine gun
Yeah.
now, so
Again, that's probably, like you say, it's probably a symptom of the more cramped kind of horror
aye.
setting. You know.
Tell you what, well, if we come across any air vents, sorry,
Yeah.
not air vents, lockers, then we can investigate these things.
Yeah.
But to be honest, like you say, it does kind of slow the pace down.
Ooh.
Bloody hell.
And the other thing is, for some reason, with these guys, if they get a shot in, they get like 3 shots in.
Well,
if
yeah,
that makes
machine,
sense.
in fact, yeah, I'm going to use
No, but
that.
even like I know what you say because he's got a machine gun, but he like even the zombies and the pistol armed ones,
Oh,
they just
yeah.
seem to get a salvo off.
if you don't hit them first, then
no,
they'll
because
do a lot
you
of
can't
damage
really
to you.
stun them. You either have that. One of the things I started doing when I first played this, if I saw a zombie man like a shotgun guy or
Aye.
something, I'd run and hide and crouch beside a door.
Yeah, that's the main entrance there. I
Is
think.
it? I think you're right. Is your bag still there?
It was the rabbit that did all this.
Damn rabbit! See, the bag's gone, which is surely proof that the rabbit was behind it all.
Ah.
There's a Sergeant Kelly.
Have you seen
Your
that damn rabbit?
yeah, your damned rabbit's taken over the base, Marine. You'll be court-martialed for this.
Well, technically, he would be because surely that thing couldn't go through quarantine. It needs to go through quarantine.
Well, I
it can't
think
be brought on
it
board.
would mean that no one could leave. I would think.
Any animal.
It means that the
I mean,
entire
it was
staff
your fault
would.
for bringing it in the first place.
Yeah, so yeah, I suppose it would cause like
That's what we
the
thought.
worst storm in a teacup imaginable because it would be such a trivial thing, but it would hold everyone up. Probably, and it would slow everything down because everyone would have to come in for testing and quarantine and stuff.
Aye.
You know, which is a nightmare.
Hang on, look. Oh, look, there's the little spider droid that's taking
Hey,
it back.
there he is. Knock him back. He's hunting for the rabbit.
Now, is there not like
A door?
Yeah, no, but is there not like a locker opening room in here? No,
No, I don't think so. I think it's
because there's
later
one
on.
that you unlocked. I noticed earlier on. It's time for
It's
shotgun.
dark. Time for
What's flashlight?
right mouse button.
All right. No, I don't need it.
No. Don't run out of shells.
I know. I'm reloading, boy.
I wasn't
Oh,
gonna
crap.
say. Actually, their eyes do glow in the dark. But
Except when they don't have heads.
oh yeah, see that's the guy I mentioned before who didn't have a head.
Yeah.
He was head. I call him Headless McGee,
And that's
and that's really all that
Yeah.
you can say about that. So yeah,
Limpy McPherson.
Limpy
Oh, look,
McPherson,
here we go,
Backy
he's got stealth
McTurnerson. There we go.
This is Doom stealth. It was.
I did.
That was your stealth bit.
But walk up behind
in
him
the
and
meeting
shoot
you have
him.
to go, we need to have stealth in this game.
It's like, well, we'll have a guy
One
facing
step.
the wrong way.
Yeah.
That'll do.
I'll do it.
That'll do it. Yeah, it's basically,
Oh.
you know, Garrett would not have difficulty sneaking through the UAC, I
Oh, God.
suspect.
Well, it's so dark.
Exactly, he'd be in his element then.
Yeah. Although he wouldn't be able to blackjack enemies really.
Yeah,
You can't blackjack the undead.
You'd have to figure out how to use a plasma rifle as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could, because he's a pretty smart guy, but...
I guess. I mean, it's not really his way of doing it.
No.
I'll leave that for the moment. Ah, so look, here's
It's annoying that they only restore health in 5s, those things.
yeah. Well, it's about management, though, isn't it? It's about
Yeah,
it's
so...
the
Oh,
patient.
hello.
It's patient 0. Ow.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
He's
here we go.
he's complaining about the state of the NHS.
Ah. For American and non-UK viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah. The NHS is always a hot topic.
Yes. It's,
I'm running out of shotgun shells. That's the hot topic here.
I know. The hot topic there is, why are you storing his parts?
Oh, that was a stim
Oh,
pack.
nice.
Does that not give you more? No, it doesn't.
It works differently in this game. It gives you like a kind of, I think it keeps your adrenaline. It means your
Oh,
adrenaline
yeah.
doesn't run out or something. But that's
You
not.
can run.
Yeah.
You can run like. Can they actually set you on fire?
I think they do. I think they do hurt you
Right. Like do more
if they're
damage.
standing next to you. Yeah, I think.
Right. I'm gonna
They also move faster. I've noticed.
patient attack.
Dr. Mark Casey, at 1547, patient Jonathan Wills
Has been shot.
complaining
What happened to
Ah.
patient Jonathan Wills? I shot him.
Yeah. What? Now I'm going to Emmett's place to fix Emmett.
was brought to examine the body.
That was
Hang on a
it.
minute.
However, by the time I reached him at 10 after 4, his personality had changed dramatically.
It's not just his personality that's
Room,
changed.
Mr. Wills
He
lunged
became
He
slightly
ate-
more hot-tempered.
and stole from the supply drawer.
He ate the
Assistance
super
of
hot
the
chili,
order
and well,
managed to subdue
the rest is
Ah.
history.
without injury. Mr. Wills was heavily medicated and not be
Ring of fire.
20 minutes he was left under
really a ring so
He
much
managed
as
to
a...
carve 3 symbols in his arm. Cut his own tongue.
That's slightly disconcerting, actually. His stomach's
Hang on a
just...
minute.
Guess at the cause of his problems. I hope that additional psychiatrists arrive soon. In the meantime, in response to this assault, all medical supplies and armaments will be locked in a secure hospital cabinet with the code 347.
Thank you.
Ah.
Casey and I.
Oh, nice. That gives me a decent amount of this. What's save? What did you bind to?
F5.
F5. Nice.
There you go.
See, look at all this medical equipment. Because they're studying.
Well, of course,
bits
at
and
this
pieces.
point...
Did Hell like put these here, or were they always like that?
No, what I think it could be is you learn later on that Hell's effect on people seems to be pathological at first,
Right.
because it manifests as kind of sort of low-key mania, I think, like kind of distraction and exactly, but then it steadily becomes worse and worse until you're essentially self-harming beyond, you know,
Although
any
that's
kind
before, that's long before the actual Hellgate opens.
of... Yeah, no, this is people they've brought back. Basically, if you go to Hell...
Oh look.
No.
Can't believe you're still
I
alive.
finally figured out how to use the monitor.
Uh-huh.
To Mars City, all passengers out of the Delta complex are blocked. Setting up a command post here. Monitor status reports of the entire base from Delta Central.
Okay.
Communicate with other Marines. Your mission to link up with Bravo Team and get that transmission sent.
He's amazed we're still alive.
I know he doesn't have much confidence in us.
No, not
I mean,
really.
it's not like I'm just a random scientist. You are a soldier in this game, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely you are. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Hence why you are given orders when you go to Marine Command, you know.
Aye. Oh, of course, that's right. Yeah. Alpha Labs Administration. That's where it's supposed to go.
There's lots of paperwork in Alpha Labs, Marine.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna have to shoot through that before you shoot any demons.
Now, have I been here before? Oh, evidently.
Probably
I
because
have.
the door's
It's
been
changed
sure has gone downhill since, you know.
since 5 minutes ago.
You're not actually taking that much damage
No.
if you look at your
Well,
health,
look,
but it's
because
annoying
of that
as hell.
armor.
That's the only thing.
That's really sort of
I like how they're just gonna casually
It
dance
does
out of the way.
actually, if you let them. He's like he was a zombie, then he was a skeleton, then he was nothing.
That's right. True
Yeah,
for us
it
all.
does actually decrease your health quite significantly after a while. Like you keep
Yeah.
your armor up and it's okay.
Oh
You
Christ.
see, yeah, it's like that. He, just, like,
He waited
blinds
quite
at you.
patiently actually. He was like, no, I'll just wait till he turns round, you know.
Well, it's like he was told in his earpiece, "Remember, this is a horror game. Act like a horror person,
Yeah.
not like an action person."
Don't shoot him now, just you wait till he's staring you in the face, and then he can definitely kill you.
Aye, no.
Those TD4s are useless, they're all switched off.
Oh yeah. No, they're all hellish now. Look at all this.
Oh, they must be running Microsoft systems then.
Windows 10, yeah.
Oh yes, yes, you reminded
Now,
me.
hang on a minute. Are we going the right way?
We'll mention it later, because I think we're gonna end up in Alpha Lab soon, so I think I'll save it for...
Oh, right, well,
It's just
yeah,
a wee-
'cause this is where we stopped.
Aye, it's
Last time.
it's a wee cautionary tale for you Fraps users who have the
Windows 10.
mixed fortunes of having Windows 10.
Mm. Am I going the right way here? I think so.
Well,
We've got to go back through the infirmary, is that right?
I think we do, yeah.
Somewhat confusing. Oh, yeah, because look,
Yeah.
the enemies are here, so you just kind of follow the pattern of the enemies.
But yeah, just sorry, I just realised I hadn't actually finished what I was...
Yeah, sorry.
They were testing, they don't know, you learn from reports that they don't really know when the people who go to hell and come back in their initial trips, they don't really know what causes it, so they keep them for testing, and I think that's what those
Yeah.
limbs are. They're probably just wanting to see if it's like a... Because before they acknowledge that it's probably something beyond their immediate understanding, then they think it's
Oh.
like a
Sorry,
pathogen or something, you know.
I don't know if we have that yet.
Maybe not.
No, it's just that. Marcus Stanton.
His job will give you a
Well, it's a weapon
hint
locker.
of what he is. Yeah.
So, to be honest, I think we're okay with it.
I think we are. I mean, I don't think I've ever unlocked that door actually, or at least
Oh, this
rarely
door
I have.
either.
You've got small girlish hands. Reach in and grab it out. No, never mind. We'll get it later.
I think this is maybe... It's somewhere... because look, hang on, this sign will tell us. God, he is slow. Infirmary, Marine Command.
We can no.
Now, you're
It's
not
handy.
Can you crawl under that?
No, I don't. Well,
No.
I can always try. That's why God invented quick save and quick load.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Before we do, though, I'm pretty convinced it's somewhere close by. That's not there.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I've got this kind of... My brain is kind of placing it here, but that doesn't make sense because obviously it's somewhere nearby. It's not where, but I know I feel like it should be right next to us.
I mean, there's a lot of different places in here.
Alpha Labs. Is it not there?
That's office. This is the office here. Marine Command Access.
Where are we looking for?
Operations. Hang on, wait a minute. Is it not here?
Hi, I think we're going back through to the main entrance, are we not?
Yeah.
Well, that's probably a good sign.
That's a good sign. Oh, look, here's the counter.
The lunchroom.
Yeah.
See, the zombies were having lunch and we interrupted them. Although maybe we probably are their lunch, so, you know. Wow, he does not.
It wasn't for going down that.
No.
Oh, the good thing is we can still play.
No, you can't. It's out of order.
Use 'em.
No. See, hell works on many, many levels. If your favourite game is Turkey Puncher, don't expect to see it. Hell invades.
Okay, so that's the way.
I think we need to, yeah.
Somewhere around here.
Don't forget to reload.
The UAC is here to
Oh, don't forget to go to the toilet, actually.
Oh,
Sorry
yeah.
if you see what I mean.
This isn't Duke Nukem though. You don't gain health.
No, no, no.
Whoa!
There we go.
Behold the ravages
There's
of
a rage. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't just...
I know,
Yeah.
you're right. That's a good bit actually.
It is good, I think.
That was an imp behind
Imps like, get out of the
God.
way.
Oh, you did that stupid headbutt movement as well.
I hate
It's
that.
really hard to dodge them.
It's almost impossible. It can
Like,
be
when
done.
When they fire a fireball, it's like,
You've got... Oh, the fireball.
yeah.
Yeah, well, they do that annoying kind of fainting thing where they sort of half...
Oh, he didn't like. Oh, hang on.
No. He's
Oh, he's getting shot by
very
it.
conflicted.
No, it's because that droid is shooting.
Ah, okay. Well, he made a mistake if he thought he had a better chance against the robot.
I know. He's like, I'll just pick on someone less of my
It's
size.
like, yeah, I'll just pick on this innocent-looking
and that
thing.
thing is the most dangerous.
It
of
can
all.
absorb, like, yeah, like anti-tank rounds and God knows
You
what
can
else.
just do it for me.
He can.
There we go.
But again, they're outweighed by their fickle nature because they'll just kind of go to sleep after a while when they reach their designated wee
But
spot.
it's all good. Oh, it's all good. It's free. Don't look at.
Oh yeah, don't look at
horse
gift
in the mouth.
gun robot in the mouth if it has one.
Yeah. I'm going to pick up all this because this is basically
Certainly.
free ammo.
Yeah, pretty much.
There we go.
It's the
Do.
ammo bargain basement.
Basically, and it's health as well. Right.
Marine, you gotta get to Bravo team quickly. We need all the firepower they can get.
Ah.
Sending
I know.
information is critical to our survival.
We should have had more than 10 people in your security detail and we wouldn't be in this
Well, to be
mess.
fair, there's tons of them because these are all former
Right
members,
enough, yeah,
former
these are all...
humans.
I know. It's just quite strange because when he describes, like, it's like, I'm sending
Whoa,
Bravo team...
bloody
Whoa,
Donkey Kong up
shit.
there.
Dee-dee-dee-dee. But yeah, when he says, like, you know, I'm sending Bravo team, it's like, yeah, what about the hundreds of zombie marines? Who were they aligned with? You know, was that Alpha team that were sort of 50
Yeah.
times the size of a Bravo team?
Well, looks like we're here now.
Hey, there we are.
Call the lift.
Okay.
Is anything here? No. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's just cans.
Nah, don't worry.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll stop the video here
Yes.
and continue in the next one. Next
Yeah.
time
Tune in next week for more
for
Doom
administration.
administration, where Doom 3 gets really interesting.
That's where he has to do all the hellish paperwork.
Exactly. Which
Right.
is 90% of the game.
There we go.
Alright.